Hi, so if you're a young person, Gen Z or younger, and this is your first time living through war in the Middle East, I'm going to give you some advice because the majority of the things that you're going to hear on the TV are lies or propaganda. Millennials like me who remember where they were on 9/11, this was a very big part of our life growing up, and there were a lot of lies that we were told. First of all, during the war in the Middle East, when it first started, they said that there was WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, despite the fact that there was a Marine UN ambassador who spent 7 years in Iraq who said that there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And our government ignored what he said, told him to come home, and then they sent troops in. And now, 20 years later, we know for a fact that our government lied to us and said that there were WMDs when there weren't. And when that lie stopped working, they started saying, oh, well, we're fighting terrorism around the world. We have to fight terrorism, which meant we had to invade or attack 6 other countries in the region. Again, based on zero evidence for any chance of them harming us. Because the truth of it, the reason we went over there in the first place is because they had oil. That's the truth. I've said this on my channel before. There were many military soldiers who came back from the war very angry because when they were sent over there under the assumption that they were going to help the people of that country by overthrowing the dictator and making the country a better place. But what we did instead is we took over their oil wells and we took all that oil and kept it for ourselves. Our soldiers, our American citizens, guarded oil wells so that American oil companies could come in, take the oil for free at the cost of not just trillions of dollars of our taxpayer money, but also the lives of our fellow citizens. Our dads, our uncles, our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our aunts, our grandparents, all lost their lives based on a lie. And that Marine Corps UN ambassador that I was telling you about, you can look up his channel. He's on YouTube talking about how the US government lied and said that there were weapons of mass destruction when there aren't. There's also a guy named Mike Posner. He was an Iraq war veteran who protested George W. Bush and has done so for over a decade and has over and over again asked George W. Bush to apologize for his lies, for lying about the reasons why we had to go over there when we know for a fact that it wasn't true and it cost the lives of our fellow Americans and over 1 million Iraqis passed needlessly because of this war. The same thing is happening now. They're saying that we have to fight them. We have to fight Iran. But the truth is we don't. Iran has, I think, the 4th largest reserve of oil in the entire world. That's the reason why they want us to go over there, is so that we can take their oil just like we did in Iraq. So if you find yourself listening to the news and it tells you that you need to be afraid and that you need to fight for America and you should go over to Iran to fight for freedom and God, they're lying to you. It is about money. It's always been about money, and you shouldn't sacrifice your life for a lie. America has always been a country of imperialism. We have done that for over 100 years, and it has cost the lives of hundreds of thousands of our fellow Americans and tens of millions of other countries' citizens, all for the dollar. And the dollar doesn't even go to us. The profits that we get from these countries we take these resources from don't go to bettering Americans' lives. They go to make the billionaires even richer than they already are. So if you're hearing it on the news, just know it's almost certainly a lie and absolutely propaganda. And we know it is because we lived through it already. Thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate your face.